Okay.
I won't be able to. I just won't be able to upload it until I can get to work again. Hopefully tomorrow.
Alrighty. Scott, can she get to work tomorrow?
I don't think probably no.
So I mean, I don't work either.
Did you go today, Tara?
I did not.
Sorry, off topic.
All right, it's 7:30 by my watch, so let's get started. We'll bring this meeting to order. And we'll start with the minutes of the February 8th meeting. If you'd like to have a look at those, and I'll need a motion to accept them as presented, please. Councillor Williams, Councillor Gardner, any question? All in favor? Carried. Great. Thank you. Number 2, the adoption of the agenda tonight. It's there in front of you. Are we missing anything? Sorry. If not, I'll call for a motion to accept the agenda as presented as well.
Whitney?
Okay, Councillor Williams, Carl.
No.
Sorry, was there something I'm missing here?
I have Whitney and Tara here in the council chambers with me.
I can see them, yes.
Yeah, Whitney, yeah, she just held up her head.
But that's okay, keep going.
Okay, next time just say yes loud, Whit, I'll get you. All right, if there's no questions, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Great. Okay, number 3 is our delegation from Prairie Gateway Tourism and Boost Committee. And Liza, are we gonna do that one first, Rhonda, or no?
So I was wondering if we could just change the order of that. Are you guys okay with that? So.
Sure. Do you want to do the RCMP first?
Well, you mean Scott doesn't want to listen?
No.
He
He's gotta
kind
go.
of made that eye.
That's
He's
not the
gonna
first
go out
time
and
we've
get them
used it.
highways on. All right, let's move ahead with number 4, and then we'll go back to number 3.
Thank you.
Scott, if you'd like to take the spot, please.
Thank you, appreciate that. I submitted the report yesterday. We had a decrease in call volume in January by quite a bit. It was good. I'm not sure what happened there, maybe the cold weather, but it was good. We still have members transferring out. One is going to Newmarket, one's going to Powerview, and one's going to Mooseman. And we have one cadet coming at the beginning of March. And I've reached out to staffing already to let them know I have some concerns, and they share them, and they're working on it as well. The staff sergeant and a corporal position has gone up for promotion, and we're still looking for another person to fill a vacant constable position that we have. And I'm working with Brandon and detachment. And right now we're just kind of looking at how we can make some efficiencies by working together. And we're going to be involving the communities in that when we have a little bit more of an idea of what we're looking to do. So how that's going to look, we don't know yet, but we want to use the hub concept and work with addictions and make sure that we have all the partner agencies involved to develop efficiencies and make sure everyone stays in their own swim lane. We're getting better at it, but sometimes we still get dragged into other things that we shouldn't be. And we're trying to make sure that we're sticking to the police mandate.
Okay.
And the last part is, yeah, we haven't seen anything from the province for Brandon Correctional. So hopefully they get reopened soon and available to take clients in. Right now, we're working with the sheriffs. They came out, we had someone actually remanded last night, and they were out here by noon today to take someone off to Winnipeg for remand. So when we can get them, they're good.
Good. Anything else, Scott?
No, that's about it, unless there's any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Silent tonight, you're not in trouble. Okay, great. If there's no questions, I'll ask for a motion to accept the RCMP report, please. And we have Councillor Cowan and Councillor Gardner. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
I thought.
Have a warm night.
Shall do.
Okay, we'll go back to number 3, to Prairie Gateway, and I will turn this over to you, Liza, please.
Okay, thanks. Tiffany's with us tonight too.
Correct.
So we were going to do a report on both Boost and Prairie Gateway Tourism, but we haven't been able to have a Boost meeting yet. So we're just here to report on Prairie Gateway Tourism. Tiffany, you want to start? I think you were going to start.
Yeah, sure. So we provided a report giving you some highlights of what we did in 2021 and some plans for 2022. So I'll go over the highlight of what we did accomplish in this past year. You may have seen, we printed this Prairie Gateway Tourism Guide. We had 3,000 copies of this printed. And we were able to get those all distributed. And that was definitely our board member, Mr. Kel Smith, was right on top of getting those out, putting them in the trunk of his car, making sure they got to Brandon, Kirkella, wherever he was going. A box of tourism guides went with him. So we thank him very much for making sure that our materials were getting distributed. Our summer student also made a few trips whenever she needed to get somewhere or go to Brandon, she dropped off boxes. So that is a big job. The easy job is to get it printed. There's a big job to get it put together, and then you get it printed, and then there's a big job of making sure that it actually gets into people's hands. So that was a big thing that our board helped us with. We also have a map that is like a pull off of a pad of paper, that those were distributed as well. Last year about this time, we applied for the Youth Canada Works grant through the National Trust. And we thought that we would have a good chance of receiving that grant because the National Trust had actually supported us with the Boost Committee and the National Trust Main Street Boost program. So we were successful. We didn't think we were at the beginning, and then they found a little bit extra money and our grant got approved. So that let us hire Taylor Wegner, and she was a grade 11, now a grade 12 student in Elkhorn. And she worked with us getting the social media off the ground, created business welcome packages. She did some day trips. She helped with the oil museum archiving. She helped us develop some promotional materials. She did some historical research so that we could develop some stories and history boards. And she created contact spreadsheets. And from my role as a business person, she did come around, I think, at least once, a couple times, just to introduce herself and the organization and what we're doing and drop off things from the organization. So that's how we've been able to get some traction this year and kind of launch off the ground, is having board members and Taylor being able to get out there and do some of this work. And we also, another board member we want to mention is Sam Cluett from Samantha's Boutique in Elkhorn has been working on the social media calendar and mentoring Taylor a little bit on how to create the social media content. And they're working on that right now still, but it's another thing that's been happening. We have received sort of a first round of photography from our contract that we had with Mercy Aerial from Minnesota. And we had some really great shots. We've been using some of those shots in the stuff that we're producing and everyday work. But one of the challenges of the COVID summer was that there's not a lot of people, action, event kind of shots. So we've had a meeting, Liza and I had a meeting with Sunny from Mercy and have come up with a reshoot list. And we are going to be getting some model volunteers, some of our own family and friends, and getting back out to some of the sites and making sure there's people in the shots just to make them a little more lively and tourism oriented. So he's agreed to do that because he understood that what we got, although some of them are phenomenal photographs. They're not necessarily a tourism, something you're going to use in a tourism ad. They don't have enough life and action in them. So he wants to make sure we get good product. And then we have drafted the scripts, and while we're doing the reshoots, we're going to be making sure we get the shots we need for the 3 videos. We have 2 scripts done, but we're doing 3 videos. The scripts, 6 things to do kind of thing, and then bringing up the items to do in the area, and then spend a day in Prairie Gateway. And we have lots of content we got to fit into some snappy sort of videos that will be shareable and get people interested in the area. Administratively, we set up our own bank account for Prairie Gateway Tourism, just because it was the best way for dealing with the partnership between the 2 municipalities, was to each put in a levy and then have the expenses come out of there. Just it made things look more clear on the budget lines for each municipality. We coordinated some various, so we're just getting started on where we're going with advertising campaigns, but we did Tourism Westman. Each year we've done the summer and winter World Spectator Guides. The Brandon Sun had done 150 things to do in the area. And we did our first Travel Manitoba campaign, and we have a few more of those lined up to do. We've researched product development consultants. We're looking for somebody who will come in and help us start the conversations and planning that we need with our local businesses to create tourism experiences. So we can get people thinking about how something could become a package where they might, like Big Dreams would be there coming for a play at the Odd, and they would stay at a hotel and have a meal and spend a little bit more time and money here, kind of example. And we're looking for someone to help walk us through getting those things started. We've done updates to our Prairie Gateway Tourism website. We welcomed a new board member, Chelsea McInnes. She's just a really gung-ho, wanted to get involved. She had reached out to Liza over various times since Liza's been here, and she is a partner in Heman Electric, and she's been a great addition to the board. She's a wonderful gal. We contracted our summer student Taylor for off season. So we just give her a little bit of money for contract, and she keeps our social media going. And we had, when she left, we were a complete dead stop just because nobody had the time to make sure they were out getting pictures of winter activities, people doing things, sharing what's going on in the area. So we saw that we needed, Tara can attest that we needed somebody that's their focus is to get that going, because it makes a huge difference when you notice if our brand is doing anything. And then with all of that work that we completed, we were very happy in November to be the recipients of the EDAM Marketing Excellence Award for our brand launch. What we applied for that award, we said that we spent this time getting our businesses to know about us, getting a local person to build up our social media presence, so that the local businesses know that we have an organization and that we can start these discussions about building tourism product, and then get into going outside of our community and bringing people here. So they recognized that that was a best practice, I guess, in how to develop tourism for a rural community like ours. And so we did win the award. And the thing that I'm most proud of is that was not picked by our peers, Eliza and my peers. This was picked by 6P Marketing in Winnipeg. So people we've never met or don't know were the judges of the award, and they picked ours, and there was some really good competition. So we were very excited that Prairie Gateway Tourism, our brand, Eliza, you've mentioned a few times at meetings, we're the only branded tourism organization in all of the western side of the province anyways that we know of. So it's interesting, and we're glad that we did receive that recognition. So all in all, 2021 was a challenging year. Like I said, our photographer had a tough time finding people out and about and events and that type of thing, but we're really excited, and Liza's gonna hop in here and tell you about 2022 plans. And yeah, and I guess one of the things we're most excited about is to have some events happening. We've confirmed, we talked to the rodeo committee. It does look like that's going to happen. So that will be something that we can promote. That is our sort of marquee draw for the summer, is the rodeo. So anyways, I will pass over to Liza to talk about 2022.
Okay, so yeah, we've listed some points here that have been talked about at the board level for 2022 plans. So we'd like to finalize the photography and the videography contract with Mercy, like Tiffany discussed. We've gotten all the edits done for the visitors guide. They have gone into, or will be going into Leach to get the first draft going. New this year, if we can make it happen, is a coupon book. It's going to be a separate print. We have some board members working on that. It will be a buy-in from business. So if they wanted to have a coupon in, they would have to, there would be a cost for it, and then we would print these coupon books. So if there's enough interest, we'll be proceeding. If not, we won't be. It's a complete wash in our budget though for expense versus revenue. We are going to proceed with getting a trade show booth display made with some of our pictures that we got, because we do want to attend one of the trade shows. We are going to attend the Brandon Home Show in April, and we might look for an opportunity in the fall. Along with our trade show booth, we are going to purchase a Plinko board, which is just a game, a fun game, draw people into the booth so that you can talk to them more about the area. And the Plinko board, they'll shove a chip down, and there's about 8 spots at the bottom that we hope that we can partner with businesses that if they want to, you know, donate 50 small prizes, we would put their logo at the bottom. And once those prizes are done, we would just circulate another business. It's just an opportunity to partner as well with some of our businesses or organizations. Like I mentioned, we're going to attend a trade show and look for some more opportunities, continue to create partnerships with our businesses and organization for promotion. So one of those examples is that we have been talking to the rodeo to one of our campaigns with Travel Manitoba for this year is an influencer campaign where we have purchased, basically a person comes out and blogs about their time in Virden. And so we're hoping that the rodeo might partner with us and let this person tag along in the rodeo so that they can talk about it. And then the idea is that they pump out their story about their time in Virden in the area over that weekend through the Travel Manitoba social media channels, which obviously hit a lot more people than ours. We do not have as millions of people following us just yet. We applied for that Youth Canada Works grant again for the summer student. We will not know if we get that grant for another month or so. Last year we were told we weren't getting it, and then they did another intake with some money that they got through COVID, and we were successful the second time around. So it's not a guarantee. The other idea that the board has discussed is a bus tour pilot project. The details of that haven't been finalized, and create more experiential social media content, which like Tiffany talked about and alluded to. Sam is working with Taylor to create calendars and some more experiential, like how you would experience being in our area versus just sharing a business post. And the board really does want to create a 5-year plan. And Travel Manitoba came out in 2018 when I started working here, and we had them kind of start the conversation about tourism in our area. And so they've offered again that they would come back out and consult with the community and try to help us, you know, lay out what 5 years might look like. Because right now, since forming Prairie Gateway Tourism, we've been, you know, working on brand, working on getting some pictures. And so we really kind of don't want to think too far in the future, but we do want some sort of small 5-year plan to work towards. So that's kind of some of the stuff that we've got planned for 22. I did provide you with a year-end financial and a budget for 2022. And so just a couple points off of that, and then you guys can ask me any questions. We did have a surplus from 21 of just under, I guess, just $76.98, so $7,698 of a surplus from last year. That surplus was because we received the summer student grant, so it's not reflected in the actual revenue in our budget because that grant actually flows through the town of Virden. So because we need their business number to have a summer student on payroll. So the town of Virden receives that grant. Town of Virden pays the expenses for the summer student and then invoices per Gateway Tourism the difference. So when we carry the grant forward into our budget for 2022, you'll see I gave you two budgets, one that reflects the grant and using that grant this year, and then being recipients of the grant, hopefully, and then one reflects if we don't get that grant. And then everything else in the expenses for the budget, we kind of touched on in, there's nothing really alarming or outstanding in those expenses that we're budgeting for this year, other than what we've already talked about.
Great. Well, that's an excellent job, girls. I can see 2022, you're set. Does anybody have any questions for the ladies, please? Everybody's satisfied, everybody understands what's happening, that's great. Okay.
Oh, Rhonda?
Sorry, didn't see
So
that.
I just thought maybe something like just for council's benefit. So if you don't get the grant, you're going to be asking for a levy of $15,650, but if you do get it, you'll be asking for $13,050.
Well, we kind of talked about that. We'd like both councils to consider the higher budget, like the $15,650, and to continue to carry that surplus in case we don't ever get that summer student grant again. We're at the mercy of, this is our only available summer student grant because both municipalities max out their applications for the Canada summer students in the provincial programs. So unless we take our organization and formally incorporate it and make it a nonprofit, we can't apply for any of the provincial summer student grants. So the Youth Canada Works one is, like I said, it's a national one through the National Trust Program. They do know us because we did the Boost work with them. We do throw a heritage flair into our applications because we do get that summer student to, help with some historical research and stuff for us. But we can't guarantee that we would always obtain that summer student grant. So we are asking both councils to consider the higher budget request.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. Thank you both very much for a job well done. And like I said, 2022 looks like it's going to be a favorable year, and hopefully the stupid COVID is gone so we don't have to have that in our road anymore. So if there's no other questions, thank you very much. And we will continue on.
All right, have a good evening.
Yes, you too. Thank you very much. I'm looking at our public hearing at 8 o'clock. Rhonda, should we get out and go back in so we're ready for 8 o'clock?
Actually, it is 8:15.
Oh, sorry.
Is that correct, Corey? Yeah, sorry. We didn't know how long the delegation might last, so we scheduled it for a little
Okay.
bit later.
Yeah, okay.
I'd forgotten about that. So yeah, if you want to just keep going for now until.
Okay, we'll move along then and let's do finance. You've got that in front of you. If anybody, if you want to go through that and see if there's anything that reflects towards you, and if not, I will get someone make a motion that we pay the bills as presented, and we'll do them both together. Councillor Williams, can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Baker, any discussion? Councillor Penner?
Just got a question on 2022-02-46. That's the payment to Radio 96. I'm just curious what radio ads were running.
That would have been through the Canada 150 or Manitoba 150 for their, I believe your guys' the events last fall. And so we would have paid it and then it would have been billed to that committee. Come out of the grant portion from the province.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I noticed there was also an 0249, which is almost a similar amount.
Different radio station.
Is the same reason?
Yes, that would be. That's too bad Liza's still not on here. That was for like the very Virden Christmas stuff through Boost. It was through the Boost, wasn't it?
Ask Grant.
Yeah, that was through Boost, right? Councillor Gardner? Yeah,
BBC would be very good Christmas.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, any other questions, Councillor Gardner?
Yeah, what's the number here? Let me see. 2022-0279. Excuse me.
Oops.
These are wacky, these numbers.
Oh, is that under waterworks?
Why are we putting remote starts on our vehicles with the price of gas being the way it is right now?
Generally, anyone who has a truck that's going, like getting called out in the middle of the night, we have remotes on them. Like anyone who has to respond to alarms in the middle of the night, that's the reason. So that they can answer their phone, start their vehicle, get dressed and be out and it's warmed up by the time they're out there.
Okay,
Any more questions, Councillor Penner?
Yeah, just on the same question there, is that for 2 units or is that for only one?
It appears to me it's for 2. I believe those are 2 waterworks trucks. Yeah, it's in the waterworks, so yeah, 2 of the waterworks trucks. When we purchased them, they didn't have remotes on them. Those are those 4 Tundra ones.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, hearing no more questions, I will call to the vote. All in favor of paying the bills as presented? Opposed? Carried. Great, thank you. Okay, we've got time here, so let's move along to number 6, bylaws. Rhonda?
Oh,
AMM issues?
yeah, numbers, sorry, you've got the updated agenda has AMM issues, general municipal elections.
All right, let's do well, mine says 7, so let's go to it then.
Yeah. This is just information that we have received from AMM. Just letting everybody know that the election is going to take place October 26th of 2022. We do have information that is available for any new candidates or prospective candidates in the form of the CAO's campaign finance manual and candidate guidebook. So those are available. And we also have a sample bylaw that the province is working with us on. So then just in the manual, it talks about as to when registration will be open, when nominations open, etc.
Great. Okay, thank you. I guess the next one is number 8, which would be AMM Spring Convention. I'll let you take that one as well, please.
Yes, our AMM Spring Convention is taking place April 19th to the 21st at Keystone. There will be the Mayor's Reads and CAO's program starts the first day. And there's also going to be an education workshop on the 19th, which will run concurrent with whichever Mayor's Reef CAO's program you're in. If, for instance, if we, I believe we're in the morning, so then we could attend the afternoon workshop, which is mentioned in the next item. And then there's also a public works program for our public works staff to attend.
So when do you think would be a good time to register? As soon as possible, I guess.
As soon as possible, yes.
People can let yourself know or Jill on who wants to go.
Jill, no, yes, and if you're wanting, and then there's more information on the education workshop in the next item.
Right,
So for that one, we would require an additional resolution of council because it's an actual extra cost over above the conference cost. So it's $50 per delegate, and it runs from one to four would be the one that we could attend.
okay. So as long as we get to you within the next couple of weeks regarding on who wants to go to the convention, and then we'll make a motion that, and I know Tara will probably say this, that as many people want to go for the AMM education workshop. So can I get somebody to make that motion just for that one, please? Councilor Cowan, not a girl. Councilor Gardner. Thank you. Okay, so all in favor of that one? Great, thank you. So let the girls in the office or Rhonda know as soon as possible your intent on going to AMM and also to the AMM education workshop so Jill can get that set up.
I don't want to go to education.
And Murray will be attending the Mayor's Reeves and CAOs.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
yeah, we can book that. Great, okay, well, we've still got a bit of time. We're scooting right along here, which is good. So let's move on to number 10, recommendations from community services. And I'll get this right this time. Councilor Baker.
Oh,
This isn't the money.
I'm sorry, yeah, just.
Want this?
Actually, it's to discuss the TELUS Cup grant. I'm sorry, not that you enter into a contract.
Yeah,
Sorry, enter into a contract with the TELUS Cup committee.
okay,
For the booking of the
before the
facility,
board
but
as
don't
well.
take-
Not before this one.
just not about the oil caps grant. And then do the next one is the grant.
What is happening?
Sorry,
I only have the one that tells the grant. Is it?
you don't have TELUS Cup contract? 9.1?
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, let's figure it out. The committee recommends to council that the TELUS Cup tournament be an exclusive booking as it does not conflict with the Wildcats bookings.
So
So I will make that motion.
Okay, can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Williams, any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Great. Thank you. Carry on.
We don't have anything under the ground.
like the actual recommendation.
Yeah.
We just have the formula for you to. we've got the
So we did the formula for the TELUS Cup, like a sponsorship packages, if you would all look. And so I would make the recommendation that we would donate the maximum being $1,000 to the TELUS Cup.
Can I have a seconder for that one too, please? Councilor Gardner, any discussion, please?
Oh,
Hearing, sorry, Councilor Williams?
So does that mean we're gonna be I'm just trying to read that, but we're gonna go gold sponsor then? Is that what we are doing? $1,000?
sorry. I understand that we'll be provided with platinum, the 1,500 for some in-kind value given to our EDM park, doing quite a bit of work for the committee.
So we're getting platinum for $1,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,000 cash.
Okay.
plus in kind.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know. Perfect.
Any more questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Great, thank you. Okay, I think we have time to do number 11, ARBI 2022 conference. And who would like to tackle this one? Councillor Williams.
I can do that. RB conference is online. This year they were hoping to have it in Regina. It's not going to happen. It is in May. They have some really good speakers, some which they have had in the past before. Bob Sanford has spoken before. Not sure about the other two gentlemen. There is, it's half day, 2 days. I would like to attend it online. There is no fee to register. They just ask that we register in advance. So I guess I'm asking to go to the conference and wondering if anyone else is interested. It's like 9 to noon for those 2 days.
Great, thank you, ma'am. I guess we can let Jill know again as soon as possible if we want to attend. We have a bit of time. It's not till May, but I think the sooner the better.
March.
March, sorry.
Did I say May? I might have
Yeah, you
said
did.
May. Yeah,
Okay,
sorry. It's in
Well-
like 2 weeks. It's March.
okay, maybe let Jill know tonight or tomorrow morning by 8:30. How'd that work?
I'll make the motion to send as many from council that would like to attend.
Okay, thanks,
You have to
Carol.
pay for their time to attend.
Yeah,
As proposed.
And I'll
Okay,
make
can I-
sure that, I'll make sure Jill has the right contacts for who to get a hold of if she doesn't, just to get us signed up, because like I said, there is no fee.
Yeah, and can I have a seconder to Councillor Baker's motion, please? Councillor Gardner. Any more discussion regarding that motion? Hearing none, I will call for the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Great. Thank you. Okay. We have the public hearing at 8:15. Rhonda, how much time do we need to close this one and get into the other one?
we probably could go out of it now.
Okay,
So everyone, what we have to do is actually go out of this meeting and go into the other meeting link that I sent for the variation board. And we'll go into it, it'll be recorded, then we'll stop recording, and then you have to go back into the original meeting again. Sorry, it's just because we're having the public join us into the variation. And it's a
Okay, so-
separate meeting on its own.
so we can, do we need a motion then to move out of this one, I suppose?
Yes, please, yeah.
Yes, can I get somebody to make a motion? Council Williams, Council Baker, seconded, all in favor? Carried, great, thank you. Okay, we'll shut this one down and jump into the other one and come back and see you in a bit.
Corey, do you make this list of the area distribution area?